Remember, brothers and sisters, these inorganic beings called Atlantartaria, it was always Atlantis. They don't want us to know that it's Atlantis. And we Atlanteans were once giants. We once stood 9, 10 feet, 9, 10, 11, 12 feet tall. Understand that? We stood tall. We already had technology. We're not Africans. Africans are not from this planet. I keep telling you all. Africans are not from this planet. That's why they don't understand us. That's why they try their best to mimic us. Because they're not from this planet. Every form of technology ever created was created by us. You hear me? Every form of technology ever created was created by us. And this is why I encourage so many brothers and sisters to go deep into themselves. The language of the crystals, the language of fire, the language of wind, the language of water, the language of metal, the language of wood. There's different languages. You know, we have that knowledge. They said we were giants. This is what we were. The giants of America. We're the Atlanteans. The Atlanteans were giants. Remember, who rules over the so-called white man? The Moors. The Moors will work hard to try to keep themselves out of the nets being caught for invading our planet. They told you in that book called the Bible. That's their history book, how they invaded our planet. How when they came here they saw giants. How they brought other interstellar beings here to fight against us. And this would have been earlier than what they call the 1500s. We had already had cameras. We created cameras. Technology way back there. This technology is old. See this? Technology is old. Here we go. We cannot accept the names that they gave us: Tartaria, African American, Black American, Negroes. We are Atlanteans. These are the earlier Atlanteans. You see this one brother, he's about 6 feet tall. This brother here, he's about 12 feet tall. Okay? And we built everything that you can think of. Every level of technology we created. We just don't brag about, oh, we created this, and not create nothing. You gotta be and have a creator's mind. You gotta create something. You gotta build something. We're dealing with true enemies who are at war with us, who don't want us to be more educated than them, who don't want us to be more luxurious than them, who don't want us to be brighter than them. I know, I go to Dallas sometime, and there's this one lady named Barbara, and I'm fixing up my kidneys. So I started explaining to her about the kidneys and how it works, and she didn't understand me, because she's like this dietitian nurse or whatever, and she says, oh, Dr. O and Dr. Jeffrey are experts. I'm like, what about you? You understand what I'm saying? So they don't like you when you know more than them, when you shine brighter than them. This is why they tore down what they call the these great. There's more right here. They call it the World Fair, and they destroy all of our buildings because we were at war. I told you about the War of 1892. When they first came here, there were more wars and wars all over this land, and we were fighting these beings, and the beings that we were fighting, these so-called white people that we were battling against, we're still battling against them now. And we were at war, and while we were at war, they were destroying what we built. You understand this? They were destroying what we built. Okay? We are Atlanteans. It says Tartarian. We are Atlanteans. Giants of Atlantis. Not America. Giants of Atlantis. We really got to move ourselves from all of this. When we say that we are Atlanteans, that shows the greatness of who we are. That shows that we have the minds of the ancient dragons. That shows that we have intelligence, extremely high levels of intelligence. That's what the Atlanteans were all about. That's why the Moors fought against us, because we were too educated. We were too awakened within ourselves to try to accept some religion. They forced this religion on us. Then they put spells over us in order for us to fall into that religious trap. All right? Let's move on. This is what we built. I'm not doing the video because right now I know that YouTube, the administrator of YouTube, who don't like me, will try to hit me with a copyright violation just for doing a video through Instagram. And they'll say, oh yeah, they will lie. They've lied so many times. The administrator will lie. So I'm not doing the video. This is what we built. This is Atlantean technology. You can see the building here, how we built this, and all the way to the top where the energy reaches the top and it goes into the building. Extremely bright people we were. We still are now. So many brothers and sisters caught up in this rap music and all this other garbage, and the ignorant brothers would tell the brothers who were looking to do something, tell them that they're nerds and they're square and all this other mess, instead of actually showing their brightness. And the bad part about it is when they get locked up in prison, then they started wanting to build things and do things. I should have did this when I was free. Why did I do this here? Now I'm locked up for life. I want to be big and bad. It's not about being big and bad. It's about showing intelligence. This is how we had so many powers. What they call powers. We had this. All right, let's move on. Remember, it's not Tartaria. We were taught the word Tartaria. This is Atlantis. And I wish brothers and sisters would wake up to this, that these are Atlantean structures. We can build this over again. And we can recreate the weaponry that we had. We can turn back the tables of time. We can turn back the tables of time. We can recreate. We know the greatness that we are. We don't have to say, oh, we built this. We don't have to do that. We don't have to go and try to battle or have word wars with these so-called Native Americans and these so-called white people. They always want to come in and laugh at us or whatever, but guess what? Majority of them don't have any intelligence. No, they don't. They like football and baseball. They like to drink beer, smoke marijuana. You know, come on now. Smoke cigarettes. Come on, that's all they like to do. Come on. Shoot animals. Brothers and sisters, we are the Atlanteans, and the evidence of Atlantis still stands right here in Atlantis. What they want us to call America. We have to get out of that mindset. Atlanteans still exists. This is a Tartarian structure. This is something that we created. These whites found us here. This is something we created. So we created long ago. And what we have to understand is that the evidence of what we built is everywhere. It's not about us, like I said, it's not about us going to this Morris system, trying to get this Morris system to admit to who we are as Atlanteans. It's about us going back. How many artists do we have? How many storytellers do we have? Come on now. I told this, but some of you brothers and sisters appear to be scared to step out and do something. Some of you appear to be scared. On my regular channel, Remy H, you see I'm still doing my channel, see I'm still on my regular channel, Remy H. They didn't like me talking. They don't like me talking now. Like I said, there's the YouTube administrator don't like me and was trying to hit me with a copyright violation as fast as they can. Try to hit me with a copyright violation. This is shut me up. Pure hatred. I told you they don't like the fact that we have knowledge. They don't like that we dress nice. They don't like that we have positions, high positions. They don't like this. They don't like us to drive nice cars. They don't like us to have nice houses. They don't want us to have nothing. They think that we're supposed to be in the gutter of the gutter. But it was them who was shipped here on ships. Some rags to riches. It was Martin Luther King gave the speech. He said, the peasants, everything that belonged to us was given to the peasants. That's when he started to wake up. That's when he started. That's when they went out and assassinated him and executed him in the hospital. Okay? This is our history. We are Atlantis, Atlanteans, and Atlantis still stands to this day. Our history is everywhere. Right now, they're destroying. They're taking down Cooley High, which is an Atlantean building. Cooley High. This is what they do, brothers and sisters. Hold on here. It's an Atlantean woman standing tall over a Tomahawk woman. You notice that Atlantean woman is about 8-9 feet tall, somewhere within that range. Yes, we were. This is who we were, and this is who we still are to this very day. Understand that? When these inorganic beings were shipped here, they were saying, like I said, we were already at war. We were at war. So what they do, they took our cameras, because they have video recordings. Look, scooters. And scooters have been driven there. We had already created those scooters. You see that? Technology that we created. That's what I tell. When I see brothers here in Detroit, I see them riding on motorcycles, I go and jog their mind. I say, bro, I'm waiting to see some of y'all create a motorcycle-like vehicle that will levitate in the air and fly across the air. And, they'll be talking and laughing. All of a sudden, they'll just start going, something to think about. Jar their mind. Because we created, let me show you something else. See the vehicles that we had created back then? These were vehicles that we created. See that? You see them in you see this same thing in the Jetsons movie. Jetsons. The same vehicle. This is what we had. This technology was already here. So-called white people didn't create nothing. They want to make themselves the Atlanteans or whatever. They were shipped here from 1892 to 1954. They were shipped here in the thousands of piece in ships. That's how they came here. That's how they acquired what we had. And then they said, oh, this is warfare. Then they destroyed it all. But we were at war. We were at war. because knowing who we are, we would not accept these jokers. They had us singled out some other place and we were at war. It's a silent war that happened that's not recorded in their history. We were at war. Atlantis still stands, y'all. We Atlanteans have got to rise to this occasion.